And we're live. Hello, everybody. Mr. Moo here in the cockpit. Here in Elite Dangerous. Here in... Where are we again? Klimek Ring. Klimek Ring in the Guaras system. Guaras. Yeah. Oh, happy Boxing Day to everybody. Hope you had a Merry Christmas, or Happy Holidays, or anything else. Santa decided I needed the flu on Christmas, so that's where I was. Ho, 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 you jolly old SOB. Apollo's Rocket, 07 to you too. Yes, big shoutouts. Shoutouts to... Let's see, let's get down the list. Let's see here. Jaybird197, thank you so much for the follow. Apollo's Rocket, thank you. Watchier Chain 7, thank you so much for the follow. Mr. Supersonic 8, Darth Revan 6, and Bourgeois Stalker, thank you so much for the follow. Mullen Reich, dihydroxyphenethylamine. Dihydroxyphenethylamine. You know what? I think I'll just call you Dopamine. Dopamine, thank you for the follow. Horizon Lights 123, Grey Ghost 1991, both. Thank you so much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Oh, it's good to be back. I mean, it was good to have a little bit of time off, but man, I've been missing this. So, last we saw on the, last on stream, I just decided to try to crack a planet open. See how many hits it took to get to the center of a, well, of an Achenar 3 with a Type 10. I don't know, I ran out of ship before I ran out of planet. So, decided, hey, let's join in some friends. Been helping out, Makaze, Commander Makaze out here in, Klimek Ring. Helping out on the Core Dynamics bounty hunting. Good stuff going on there. And you know what? I think we're going to keep going on that just for right now. Just kind of get back into the swing of things. That and my AI pilot, Garrett, he's actually starting to get some degree of competency. Astonishing, I know. It wasn't so long ago the guy was hard-pressed to not fly into a rocket mock, oh my god, but here he is now. Astonishing. As always, I've got a Hank at my feet, an Alex in my computer, and a Yuki on a beanbag over there because she will, you know, she will give up that beanbag when you pry it from her cold paws. Lights on?
Lights on.
Alright, Alex. Let's go. Oh, what else? Oh yes, let's see here. I think I said Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, Happy Holidays. Almost a week before Happy New Year. And there's a Hank. And a Niao. Hello, Commander Niao. Gear up.
Landing gear up.
Look out, Fertilance, I'm bigger than you. Thank you so much, Klimek TC. Have a good day. I do use a joystick setup, and that's a long, long story. But, yeah, I finally just said screw it after a long line of sticks that weren't quite working out. In fact, sticks that had just kind of self-destructed on me. I ended up picking up a Thrustmaster Warthog setup with rudder pedals, but a good setup that I can highly recommend is the Thrustmaster T16000M HOTUS. You can either get it as the stick and the throttle, or the stick, throttle, and rudder. Honestly, I would go with the stick and throttle setup. That's my recommendation. I've used the T16000M stick and throttle, and they are both supremely good. And they aren't like, oh my god, expensive. Thrustmaster stuff has usually served me pretty well. And I can say it's worth it for Elite. It's worth it for Elite, it's worth it if you do any other flying games. I mean, you know, the X-Wing and TIE Fighter games are available on Steam. It works for those. If you're curious at all about Star Citizen, it's the way to go. How'd you go, Garrett?
Roger that. Initiating SLF deployment.
Balance?
Equalize power.
Fighter is ready to go, Commander.
And a couple of adders. A courier and a couple of adders right then. Rachel Justice, the criminal. Oh, it's just a little bit. Just a little fried, it's still good. Always happy to help, Apollo. Honestly, I've run through so many sticks, it's not even funny.
Confirmed kill.
So, kind of the Christmas story, I guess. I started off with a Cytec X45. And that stick was reliable as the universe. That was a spectacularly good HOTAS. I gave that to Commander Bourgeois Stalker. What's funny, Ryan? I'll skip on the stick story for now. See here, you're clean, you're clean. What are you? You've got debris floating around. That probably means mining tailings. Wark Rebic, hello there. Welcome to the crew. You don't have to be crazy to live here, it just helps a lot. Python called Force, that's tempting. Oh, no, I was saying, with the stick story, so yeah, I had a Cytec X45, and that was a spectacular stick. That was absolutely great. That's one of the, I think, one of the greats. Oh, now what do we have here? We've got pirates. Attack my target.
Weapons free.
I read you. Got the target on my scanner.
Now, before I was so rudely interrupted by pirates, as is so often the case, X45 gave that to Bourgeois Stalker. In that case, I found myself in the market for a brand new stick, so I picked up the Cytec X52 Pro, as did Commander Niao. Well, actually no, here's how this worked. I picked up the X52 Pro, and then Niao picked up the game. So I gave her my X52 Pro. Let's see here, let's handle this guy. And I picked up a, what was that, an X55 Rhino. That was supposed to be Cytec's new high-end... Yes. Attack my target. Picked up an X55 Rhino, and that worked well for about 6 months. And then I started running into trouble with the hat switches on the throttle. Well, pulled that thing open, and it turned out the X56 wiring was not, well, QC for Scitech by that time, because they'd been taken over by Mad Cats. QC meant questionable construction, not quality control. Opened it up, and it turns out that the throttle had actually sawn through its own wiring harness. The throttle had basically eaten itself after 6 months of use. And it's not like regular flight sims, you know, actual sims where you're kind of at full throttle most of the time, just to keep up airspeed. You know, and you're just doing minor variations between, you know, full throttle and afterburner, or 75% and 100% throttle. In Elite, you got to do a lot of moving back and forth on the throttle.
Scan detected.
You ever been in a wing mission like an Iridium wing kind of play? No, I've not. I've not. I still haven't done too much wing stuff. I mean, on stream, and getting everybody together for the, you know, for a wing has been a little bit difficult. Nothing horrible, just haven't done anything like that yet. So yeah, the first X55 sawed its own wiring harness in half on the throttle. Attack my target.
Weapons free.
Roger
Engage.
that, Commander. I'm
So,
moving to attack
I
now.
take that back. RMA that sucker. Get a new X55 because, well, that had to have been a fluke, right? 6 months later, not only has it sawn through its own wiring harness, but... Hey, there we go, a little bit more cash. Not only has it sawn through its own wiring harness, but the trigger on the stick got stuck in the firing position internally, and externally it was stuck in the off position. So you thought the trigger wasn't pulling when actually it was stuck on full auto fire. And let me tell you what, that was a whole lot of fun the first time that kicked in around a station. So, send that back, and this time I don't get one back immediately. I'm like, okay, where's my stick? And they're like, well, we'll get you a new one when we have it in stock. That's about the time I find out that they are no longer carrying the X55 in stock.
Scan detected.
Oh, I see where this is going. So, I pick up a CH stick, CH throttle, and CH pedals. And CH, they make industrial grade gear. They make stuff for like Caterpillar, or Cat as it is now. And they make simulator parts. So they know their stuff. Their stuff doesn't look pretty, but you could probably bury this stuff in the dirt for a year, dig it up, tap the crud out, and it would still work. Their stuff is built to last. I have nothing but good things to say about CH's stuff, especially their throttle. Instead of a over the top kind of arc, their throttle is a linear slider. Absolutely amazing throttle, and I absolutely love it. So, got myself one of those right around the time that Niao's X52 Pro decided it wanted to start dying. Because of course it did. She opened up hers. The throttle detent had actually gotten stuck where her throttle was not actually able to go to 0, which made for some pretty exciting and interesting landings.
Target destroyed.
I think that's all of them. Good work, Commander.
As she sneers in the background. And yeah, she opened it up, she performed some surgery on the hardware, and she just removed both throttle detents. Well, that was only a temporary solution. The throttle itself, the pots on it went bad, and it just couldn't hold a position. It was highly variable. It would swing between 0 and 5% throttle. So now, instead of having a constant throttle on, you have a constantly variable throttle. Yes, every landing turned into a guessing game and kind of a poker match against your own hardware. What's it gonna do? Let's bluff it. Well... So she ended up getting my CH setup because she needed something. And at this point, I threw up my hands and I said, screw it. I'm just going for the top here. I'm going for the big dog. So I picked up a Thrustmaster Warthog, full-on setup. Picked up another set of CH pedals, because I love those pedals. And picked up the Warthog HOTAS. Attack my target.
Copy that. Let's take this one down.
And that's what I've been flying ever since. And she's been very happy with her CH setup, and the only difference, the only change I made to the Warthog was I swapped out the stick grip for a aftermarket grip from Virpil. VIRPIL. And it's the Mongoose T50. Because it's got a little bit lighter push and pull on the trigger. The Warthog is actually a simulator stick. It's based on the A10C, and the trigger, it's got a 5-pound pull on it. That's good for when you gotta lay on a 2-second burst of BERT, but not so great when you gotta hold it down a while. Attack my target.
Copy that. Let's take this one down.
So I went with something that had a little bit lighter buttons on it.
I've got no cover here. Diverting power to shields. Rider in tow, Commander. Isn't stand a chance.
Let's get you swung around and up. And you don't need those shields, and you don't need that power plant. Told you didn't need it. $273,000, and I've even got another clipper here to pad out the bank account a little bit more. Oh yeah, and one final little PS to this whole story. 6 months after I've got the full setup finally all set up, I'm fully dialed in. I am set. I am good. It has been, yeah, 6 months or so. I get a package. It's a brand new Cytec X56. I didn't even open it, I just mailed it to a friend that I knew needed a stick to fly with. Though I did give them a warning that, you know, caveat emptor does not mean thank you and enjoy your purchase. Garrett, get back out there. Fix plasma guns.
Roger that. Initiating SLF deployment. Rider deployed. Standing by.
Actually, I need more practice than that thing. Let me get a scan on this guy. Actually, forget the scan, I'm just switching out.
Roger that. I'll take it from here, Commander.
Balance.
3 distributed.
Weapons.
Powering and deploying weapons.
Attack my target.
Weapons free. Engage the
Understood.
target.
Focusing my fire on your target.
Split 1-3.
Diverting power to requested
Attack my target.
Weapons free.
Copy that. Let's take this one down.
Balance.
Equalizing power.
Come on, bring it around. I do like these plasma repeaters. Just gotta get... There, got a few rounds into them. Now, where's our third contestant?
Target destroyed. I think that's it, Commander. Scanning for additional threats.
Got a question about this CG. Is it that you have to participate to get the ability to buy fed ships? And what does caveat... Oh, caveat emptor is an old saying. It means let the buyer beware. And yes, you have to participate in the CG to get the bonuses for it. Attack my target.
Eliminate the threat.
Roger that, Commander. I'm moving into
Bonk.
attack now.
Rounds hitting? There we go. I know those are hitting. There we go.
Target destroyed.
So you don't have to... You can get the federal rank as per normal and buy the ships that way. This one, though, you get, if you participate in it at any level, if you get, you know, if you just get on the board, if you get a score on the board, then when it wraps up, you get 20% off the federal gunship, dropship, and assault ship, and the rank requirement is waived for a week. So you don't have to rank grind these things. I mean, I've already got a federal Corvette, so I've already done my grinding. And then some. Attack my target.
Engaging target.
Roger that, Commander. I'm moving into attack now. Target destroyed. I think that's all of them. Good work, Commander. Copy that. I'll take it from here, Commander.
Said 2-1.
Transferring power to engines.
Drifted a little ways off the beacon, so let's head back there. You just want to get the gunship and, and bail out. I'm done with grinding for a while, even if it means no Corvette. Yeah. Honestly, having flown the Corvette for a while, and having flown the Anaconda for a while, I'm actually convinced the Anaconda gives you much better value for money. The Corvette's great. It's got those dual huge cannons on it, but take those away and you've actually got a very, very middling weapon loadout on the sucker. It's got the 2 huge hardpoints, sure, but it's only got 1 large hardpoint. And then you got the standard 2 small, 2 medium. Whereas with an Anaconda, you've got one huge, which fits the corrosive multi-cannon for me just fine. And then after that, you've got 3 large hard points, so you're going to be making a mess of just about everything, just sheer volume of fire. And then the 2 medium, 2 small. Deploy hard points.
Weapons online.
Attack my target.
Eliminate the threat.
Roger that, Commander. I'm moving into attack now.
But damage aside, I mean, the Conda just has better range, and yeah. Weapons.
Max weapons.
You know it helps if you throw energy into the weapon capacitor. I've heard that helps you fire.
Target destroyed.
Balance.
Redistributing.
Could just be an old rumor, though. One of those things you see on the forums and, you know, can never quite prove. Attack my target.
Weapons free.
Copy that. Let's take this one down.
Grey Ghost 1991. Hello there, 07 Commander. Seriously, are you still here? Why are you not running for your life? Well, at least I got the scan on him.
He's on the friendly fire, Commander. I'm not the target. Target
It's a
down.
myth. Yeah, it's one of those things. Jaybird, hey there. Found you on YouTube. Found out you streamed. Media came here. What are you flying, and what would you recommend for a new commander? Oh boy. Well, right now I'm flying a very, very heavily modified Anaconda. I like it. I mean, it throws lead downrange in a hurry. But for a new commander, what would I recommend? The Cobra Mark III, hands down. It's a good, little, cheap multi-role ship, and it will see you through a lot of your career without too much trouble. Big enough that it can carry a decent amount of cargo. You can turn it into a light passenger carrier. Make some good amount of cash there. It's fast, so you can outrun nearly anything you get into trouble with.
Target dispatched. We're in the clear, Commander.
A Cobra 3 can, that'll boost into the 400 range pretty easily. And that's if you want to do, you know, kind of multi-role, multi-purpose. Hell, it even makes a good explorer. Well, a decent explorer. DeLacy all the way. If it's not Boeing, I'm not going. Everett-like typing detected. Being from Seattle, I know all about that. But no, I would say the Cobra 3, and the if you want to expand past that, I mean, if you find something you like better, like maybe multi-role isn't your thing, maybe you want to just explore, maybe you want to go with passengers, maybe you want to do combat. From there you can expand out quite a few ways. Attack my target.
Weapons free.
Roger
Engage
that,
the
Commander.
target.
I'm moving into attack now.
Attack my target.
Weapons free.
Roger that, Commander. I'm moving into attack now.
As you can see, this weapon loadout just chews through everything.
Target destroyed. I think that's it, Commander. Scanning for additional threats.
Yeah, with a Cobra you can outrun Thargoids, that's true. Attack my target.
Eliminate the threat.
Roger that,
Wait a
Commander. I'm moving into attack now.
What are you? Oh, you're wanted. Shoot. Oh well, didn't get a piece of that one, but... Really? Attack my target.
Confirmed kill.
Engaging target.
I read you. Got the target on my scanner.
Well, you get points for bravery, not so much for smarts.
Target is trying to get away. Cut him off, Commander. Target down.
And a big light fight in the distance. Set 2-1.
Max engines.
Well, Orion, with a slight disclaimer on that one, nobody's outrunning a Medusa. Unless they're running a really super modified, super lightweight Imperial Eagle or Courier. Because last I heard, that thing will break, that thing will go north of 600. Well, it's Clipper Day here.
Destroyed.
Balance.
Equalizing now.
Confirmed kill. I think that's it, Commander.
Now you've been zipping around here the whole time. What are you? Attack my target.
Weapons free.
You're more money is what you are.
Fire on your target. Target down.
I don't know what's faster than Medusa, but honestly, I don't want to know. I was happy enough being able to take out a Cyclops, and I think I will keep it that way. I'm a simple man. All I want is the ability to solo a Thargoid. Is that so much? Attack my target.
Weapons free.
Copy
Engage
that.
the target.
Let's take this one down.
So right now we've ended up in a interesting situation where all the pirates are actually attacking the other pirates. I've seen it happen before. Basically, somebody pirated a mining ship here in the rings and took their cargo.
I think that's it, Commander.
And then all the other pirates found that pirate and started pirating him. And so now, you know, if you want to start singing the Circle of Life, this would be the time. Vitriolic Mondgreen. Huh. Your folks did not like you very much, did they? Attack mode.
Position for attack.
Roger that. Taking up attack position.
Yeah, it's a free-for-all, except I win. It's kind of a case of, you know, let's you and him fight. Which, you know,
Confirmed kill.
a fair fight, that's for suckers. Okay, you've got a Sidewinder with cannons. We are all very proud of you. Here's mine. And now, you are fresh out of friends.
Target destroyed.
Yep, this is a case of, instead of let's you, me, and him fight, it's let's you and him fight and I'll pick up the stragglers. Which is a perfect example of the mercenary's maxim. The enemy of my enemy is merely my enemy's enemy. No more, no less. Attack my target.
Eliminate the threat.
I read you. Got the target on my scanner.
Bit of modification there to the mic. 1 second. There we go. Surprise! Yeah, by the way, Klimek Ring is like 200,000 light seconds out. You know, Commander Mikaze sprung that surprise on me. I forgot all about it. Now, the good news is, once you're here, the resource site is only 44 light seconds out.
Target destroyed.
And we are out of ammo on 2 of the multi-cannons. Recall the fighter.
Roger. On the way back now.
Set 2-1.
Diverting power to requested system. Door opening.
On the plus side, I didn't I didn't tell anybody that you know, there was like a free Anaconda waiting for him at Hutton Orbital. Because that's just mean.
Complete. Ship is locked down.
To anybody that doesn't know, Hutton Orbital is something like 7.5 million light seconds from the beacon. Something like a third of a light year. And there's a post that goes around quite a few times a year where somebody says, hey, there's a free Anaconda for you if you dock at Hutton Orbital. By the way, Hutton Orbital is only an outpost. There are no large landing pads there. No. I got mine through hard work, creativity, bloody-minded stubbornness, and hauling lots and lots of passengers on long-distance runs. If you can get a passenger run between 100,000 and say 200 and some thousand light seconds, they will pay you an inordinate amount of cash. Easiest thing in the world. I picked up on my clean slate pilot. I picked up a keelback, a Type 6, a Type 7, and then I was able to afford a Python. I just loaded it up with economy passenger cabins, found a system that was a good distance away from... Well, we all gotta start somewhere, I guess. I got mine giving Palin alien lube. Just get in the damn pod, Nappa. Coming in a little hot. There we go. So if you got a head tracker or something, you can look up, just target nothing, and your speed will almost always drop to 0, and you can reset for a better approach. Also, for the new pilots out here, if you line it up properly, you can see the docking port on the station as you come in on approach, and that means you've got a almost perfect shot at the docking port when you drop down to real space. And we've got a under construction Farragut right here. Falcon to Lacey, Kilo Yankee Lima, request docking clearance.
Request complete.
Request approved. Clear to land on pad 02.
Copy 02. Okay, at the current orientation, that means 02 is going to be above me once I get in the door. Gear down.
Deploying landing modules.
Come on. There we go. That's totally worth it being this far out? Yeah. It's remarkable seeing ships like that and under construction. Also gives a great sense of size. These things are big. Alright, so how much did we make out there? Almost 3 million. Pretty good.
Incoming message.
And what do we got here? Friendly and friendly. Yay! I'm friendly with people. Oh yeah, and this happened, which I was celebrating the other day, and I just haven't deleted it yet. This message will expire in 26 days. Until then, I get to bask in the glory of that. You can't take that away from me. Let's see. How close are we to done on this thing? Pretty close, actually. Top 25%. Yeah, I'll be happy with that. But yeah, if you want to know what ships are, you know, my opinions on ships, go ahead and ask, because believe me, I've got a few of them. What's for sale here? Sidewinder, Eagle, Viper, Cobra. Viper Mark IV is actually an alright ship. I like it as a strike craft. So yeah, I've got a few ships here that I can pull up some data on. At some point I need to get some better thrusters in that Sidewinder. Somebody pointed out that, you know, I didn't even try for the enhanced Class 2 drives on that thing. What are your thoughts on the gunship? The gunship is, well, it lives up to its name. If you can do multi-crew with it, I think it would be a whole lot of fun. If you can modify it up, it's a little slow, even when you get it A-rated, so it needs, I think it needs some engineering love to really really get some speed and propulsion out of it, some maneuverability. Shields are... they're there. I mean, they're better than an assault ship's shields. It's more kind of a tough little hull tank. Well, I take that back. It's kind of a... you need a decent amount of shields and decent amount of hull upgrades to really make it shine. On the other hand, once you get that all set up, and if you get a co-pilot, you have the elite equivalent of something like an Apache or a Cobra gunship. The way I've got mine set up is I've got a large beam laser that's in the large hardpoint, and it's on a turret. So if I have anybody else on board, they can be like my gunner. I handle the flying, they do the gunnery. I've got seeker rockets or seeker missiles on the top small hardpoints. I've got either 2 sets of dumbfire medium rockets or 4 sets of dumbfire medium rockets. I either go two dumb missiles and 2 mine launchers, or just 4 dumb missiles and have them like Hydra rockets. Just rain hellfire down on somebody. Plus, it has room for a fighter bay. What's not to love? If that was my one and only combat ship, if I'd gotten that first, oh, it would have been... I would have gotten a lot more mileage out of it. Unfortunately, I got my gunship after I'd already completely set up my Fer-de-Lance. Thoughts on the Asp and Asp Explorer? The Asp Scout, I do not see the point of it. I'll say that one right away. I just can't get behind it at all. There's other ships that have the same weapon hardpoints, 2 medium, 2 small. You get that on the Cobra, you get that on all the Viper variants, you get that on the Diamondback Scout. There's a lot of other ships that do it a lot better. Kind of maneuverable, kind of tanky hull, but at the same time, it is such a big target. No good. The Asp Explorer, that's one of the greats. You can set that up as a pretty good all-rounder. I mean, yes, it's an exploration ship, but you can get some good multi-role out of it. Speaking of, let's go head back to Narvert and kind of poke around the toy box a little bit. But no, I love the Asp Explorer. If you want a good deep space explorer, the Asp Explorer is the way to go. Gear up. I mean, yes, you can go for a... if you've got the cash for it, you can go for a fully stocked, fully kitted out exploration Anaconda. But there are not, you know... exploration is not a massive moneymaker. So there just aren't that many explorers that have an Exploraconda in the arsenal. By comparison, the Asp Explorer is much more affordable. Yeah, it's also an okay trader. Loaded up with a decent amount of cargo racks, and tell you what, an Asp Explorer running rare commodities trading, because it's got the legs to make some really, really long jumps. So those rare commodities circles that you can find online, those trade routes, you can chew up the light years pretty fast in an Asp Explorer. System map.
System cartography.
Anything exciting? No, absolutely nothing. But this is also why I like the Combat Anaconda. I'm still getting 27 to... what? Well, with my current fuel load, 30 to 30 light years. This thing's got legs for being such a big ship. Alright, here we go. That should be enough to get me where I want to go. I know, we're getting clear, Alex. So temperamental. If you do decide to overcharge your power plant, watch out because that will reduce the thermal efficiency. It will heat up faster. That's the price of squeezing more power out of it. One of the first videos I saw of yours was the Neutron Star Highway. Man, I love flying that. It's... a self-repair system is absolutely necessary, but now with repair limpets and the auto field maintenance units. Yeah, I think I chewed up something like 5,000 light years in an hour at one point.
Piracy is right here.
Let them come. But thank you, Jaybird. Yeah, it was... I was flying back from helping a friend out. He was out about 10,000 light years from the bubble and ran into a lot of trouble. And I was able to go out and get some limpets to him and redirect him towards a repair dock nearby. I will say, though, that as great as neutron stars are, I just can't stand jumping into and out of white dwarf systems. Those things will just eat you up if you aren't 100% on point. So I'm trying to think what to do for, in the coming week here, coming up for New Year's. Isn't it lovely when your computer crashes while playing Elite? Oh. Yeah, it's the most wonderful, yeah. That's the point where you start singing It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Vodka. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what to do for New Year's, and I think I've got an idea. And I don't know how exciting it'll be, probably not exciting at all, but just kind of hanging out while I take my alt and show what you can do with just a little bit of engineering by taking my ASP Explorer out, and maybe we'll just say screw it and go straight to the core. Still kind of working out the logistics of it and checking with Meow to make sure there aren't any major plans going on, but yeah, I think just kind of semi-marathon session, just kind of hanging out and relaxing and taking ASP to the core and see the sights on the way. Alright kids, hop in the back, we got a road trip. Depending on the family, some of the most loved or hated words you've ever heard. Falcon to Lacey, Kilo Yankee Lima, request docking clearance.
Sending docking request.
Request approved. Set down on landing pad 09er.
Copy 09er. Gear down.
Down and locked.
Perfect.
Contact. Dispatching ground.
Okay, so let's pull out the toy box. Let's see what we can do with a federal gunship. What I got in this thing. Beam lasers and a lot of missile racks and point defense. A lot of missile racks. And 2 turreted beam lasers. So as you can see, the shields on this thing aren't the greatest. Do I have these engineered? Bi-weaved, fighter hangar, module reinforcement. Okay, I've got the thrusters and the frameshift drive boosted. Those are both grade 5, dirty drive tune and range extension on the frameshift drive. So performance-wise, I can get 17 light years out of it, and top speed is 230, she'll boost to 379. So, Federal gunship, it is not fast. It is not maneuverable. It's not very great in hyperspace travel. But, well, like the name says, it will pack a whole lot of ammunition. Do I still have my Federal assault ship? I don't think I do. This one's kind of my pride and joy. This is the one I'm really the most happy with all the modifications I've been able to do. To have a Python that'll go, go into Imperial Clipper speeds. So, where are we going today to make a whole lot more money? Anything to Thedidic? Yes, Hoyle Estate, except... plant, place. How are we doing, actually? Let's see here. Errantry Alliance, 43% and falling, but we are still far and away the controlling faction in this system, and we're still in a boom state. Yeah, Orion, I've got this thing modified to, like... Oh, mystery of where you end up always gets me. I don't know where... Yeah. Well, it helps when I don't know where the hell I'm going, so... But yeah, I've got this thing tuned up. I've also got it for low output power plant. So this thing actually runs colder than your standard Python. See, this is what I mean by making money. Here is 24 protesters seeking transport to the Harang system, which is Brera base, which is like 212,000 light seconds. So that's 5.4 million. And then there's 8 more people that want to go to Brera base, and they will also throw in 2.3 million. So right there, you know, 7.7 million, 7.8 million credits off of one passenger run to the same place. And that's just from this one faction. Let's see here. Here's 11 more. Want to go to Harang, Brera base, 2.7 million. Nothing there. 4.7 million. Brera base. It's these passenger runs that really just, they make you cash hand over fist. Lights on?
Lights on.
Gear up.
Gear coming up.
Ship detach complete. Departure authorized. Speed restrictions are now lifted. Flight control signing off.
Okay, and we are aiming for Hoyle Estate. Here we go. What do we have here? Weapons fire detected. Threat level 1. Well, may as well be neighborly and lend a hand. Balance.
Power balanced.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know what grinds my gears about Farragut's? I have no idea. Share away.
Awaiting orders.
Are you trying to pilot that helpless Type 7? Is that what you're doing? That's a paddling. Trying to shoot back at me after I stop you from pirating a Type 7? Oh, you better believe that's paddling.
Target destroyed.
Said 2-1.
Power to engines.
Hey Mad, how you doing? Hope you had a good Christmas. Or happy holidays, or however you choose to observe. Let's see here. Front of the ship looks like a huge mass driver, but it isn't. That makes me wish they'd just get it over if they really wanted to run. Well, no, it's not a mass driver, but I have a feeling the interior of the Farragut is a lot like the Venator class Star Destroyers in Star Wars. I think the interior of that fork, that's where the docking bays are, the launch bays for the fighters. Oh, I had a decent one. Me and Meow had a pretty quiet one, but, you know, had snow, which is a little bit of an oddity for Seattle. Well, not so much, I guess. Just the timing was perfect. Anyway, Orion, yeah, I think that's where the fighter launch bays are. And that way they can get up to speed without, while still having a decent amount of shielding from enemy fire. Now, if they happen to have something, like some kind of Zomg level weapon on the inside, that would be hilarious too, I will admit. That big a mass driver, though, yay. You'd need 2 more Farragut's behind it just to absorb the recoil. Find me a parking spot.
Initialize.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gear down.
Deploying gear.
Damn, somebody warped in close. I'm gonna win the lotto and pay Frontier to make it so. Follow your dreams, man. Follow your dreams. So here's some other good cash that's, Union of Wang Free Sentry Skimmers, 7.3 million to take out 12 skimmers from Lineweaver Terminal. Let's see here. Massacre Pirates. 24 Pirates, Narvik Gold Brotherhood. So this one actually plays out quite well, because you just go into the hazardous resource sites at Narvik, which are just, Glidden Orbital is within 0.3 light seconds of. Go into the Hazres, blow up pirates, make all the money you were going to make anyway, plus you get 5.4 million on top. Can't get the knack of killing skimmers. I always get destroyed. Yeah, there's 12th century skimmers, Liberty Base. Let's, let's see what we can do here with that. $7.3. Actually, first, let's see what we got for passenger missions. Let's see here. Sightseeing missions. So there's also good money here in the Theditic system to transport to HIP 7370. These are more individual passengers rather than tour groups. But all these people want to go there, and they're paying the same amount as those tour groups anyway, so... $3.2 million. Now I'm just loaded up with economy class cabins. So if you want to transport tour groups, if you want to transport individuals, it seems like there's enough of them there that still want to go. What is the Alliance doing in here these days? Errantry Alliance, 43%. Yeah, we kind of ran away with this system, too. And a big shout out and a thank you to everybody that's been running missions for the Errantry Alliance. Thank you so much. I've actually got to go on the forums and probably introduce myself because, well, introduce the group, because I didn't think this was honestly going to happen. Okay, so that said, Matt, let's hear. I bet they get impatient as quick as the people we vacuumed from the station a week ago. Oh, they do. They do. Narvik Purple Power Solutions, Liberty Base, 8 skimmers, accept. We'll take these. Well, it takes a little bit of time for them to get that impatient, but yeah. Tour groups don't get impatient, that's nice. Gear up.
Gear up.
And no, now we got the new wave of station evacuations, which happened on, was it last Thursday? Yeah, I think it was last Thursday. 3 more stations got hit. My guess is 3 more stations after these are going to get hit, and then they're going to hit Maya. And I'm going to make a couple of videos on Wednesday. One of them is kind of a how-to, kind of look for what you need with getting engineers unlocked. And the other one is kind of my thoughts on the Thargoids and the whole situation in the Pleiades. Spoiler alert, I trust Aegis about as far as I can throw my clipper. They are up to some shady crap, and I don't think I can take what they have to say with anything other than a great big block of salt. I'll do rescue missions. I'll do search and rescue missions. I will help evacuate stations, but otherwise, well, they can go pound sand. Conflict zones. Okay, what's the war going on in here these days? So hard to keep track of the wars these days. Allied Narvik Autocracy is at war with Union of Wangfree. Clipper Drift does most of the work. Oh, my bad. As far as I can throw a clipper on Akinar 3. How about that? Would I say Aegis is INRA? If they are not INRA, they've got the entire INRA playbook. As somebody said, if you take INRA and Aegis and put them together, you get an anagram of Rise Again, I think. But yeah, I think that if they aren't, Aegis is the second coming of INRA, and they're up to the same levels of shady crap. Actually, I had somebody warn me on one of my in one of my YouTube videos, be careful of what you say in the open, Commander. I'm like, yeah. It's still free and open space as far as I know, so I can say what I want. Now, granted, there's some systems I can't go back to for a while. Or ever. Calinero. Done a lot of bounty hunting before, but Calinero's where I turned into a murderer. Preacher Man, too. Gear down?
The gear is down and locked.
There was a kill contract on the guy, and, long story short, kill contract on the guy, and I found him, and he was clean. Well, I wasn't about to start blowing up innocents, somebody didn't have a warrant on their head, so I go and check out some salvage nearby, and he drops down in this clipper and starts preaching to me about how, I should make sure my loved ones are safe and happy, safe and happy in the afterlife by giving him all their stuff because money's the root of all evil, so, let him take care of the evil. Well, didn't strike me right to be selling hope by peddling fear, so I ended up burning him down. Might probably see him again someday. Anyway, let's see here. Missile racks, frameshift drive, and a planetary vehicle hangar. This is what I want. Lights on.
Lights on.
That happened to you before, too? Yep. Tell you what, didn't happen to me more than once, so apparently somebody wised up. And this is why I like the Viper 4. It is a good little high-speed armored long-range strike craft. Gear up.
Retracting landing gear.
Not a huge fan of the engine note, but you can't win them all. So we're going to head to the Liberty base, and we're going to do a quick pass of the station, see how much we got in the way of skimmers just kind of floating around, and then kind of take it from there. On the one hand, we may end up raining fire down from the sky. On the other hand, we may end up driving around in an SRV. I like option A. I will settle for option B with the amount of money they are paying me. $5.6 million and biotech conductors. Yes, please, and thank you. At some point, and I've kind of hesitated because, well, I know I can get a little harsh on the language, but this one went beyond anything I'd used in terms of terminology before, but I've got a video clip of when I was helping out Niao, I was kind of escorting her along the first leg of the Distant Worlds tour. And I ended up punching through the photosphere on I want to say it was a Class B blue star. And it turns out it was part of a trinary system, and I just... If there was a bleeping out option, the first few seconds of that... Actually, the first 30 seconds or so would have just been this long, uninterrupted stream of beep. Wondering if I should put that up on YouTube. Do it. Well, that's one vote for. I think my voice jumped 2 octaves when I... I could see the destination star as I was scooping fuel off of the previous jump. It was bright as day. It wasn't drowned out by glare. It was still like 40-some light years off. I should have known right then I was going to be in trouble. I should have known, but... Nope. Continued on with the jump and... Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Frontier said they've tried to, fix that, but I've still come damn close to going through stars. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Grey Ghost. Yeah, this was trinary B-class stars. All bright blue, all very big, all very hot. I saw 2 stars as I was just coming out of jump, and I'm like, uh-oh, and then I punched right through one of them. Alright, on approach, Liberty Base. Narvert Purple Power Solutions here. They don't have overall system control, so meh. Master Arm is on. .01G, so a little bit higher. Careful on the climb out here. And do we have any skimmers around? Alright, safing the weapons. Gear down.
Drive assist.
I actually like high gravity. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful ring here. I actually like driving around in high gravity with an SRV. And we've got skimmers. Clean mission target. Narvert Purple Power Solutions. Well, now that we've got skimmers around, I can do what I came here to do. Be right back, guys. Don't move an inch. Gear up.
Landing gear raised.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
Okay, and you get a missile. And you get a missile. And you get a missile. And you get a missile.
Incoming message.
4 out of 8. This one is exceptionally easy. What we got here? Narvik Purple Power Solutions. Well, 4 out of 8. And I've got a bounty on me for the next 24 hours, but only with Narvik PBS. Okay, 45-degree climb out. Let's get some distance and some altitude at the same time. And we'll just roll around and repeat the process. $200 clicks away, 100 and some. Okay. Alright, rolling in, second pass. And who knows, maybe they'll actually have some here on the surface now waiting for me. Gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
Doesn't look like it. Wait. What's this? Oh, not skimmer. Just mining equipment.
Drive assist on.
Second verse, same as the first.
High gravity warning.
Hey guys, hold that pose. I will be right back. Skimmer hunting. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass, sometimes it's shooting fish in a barrel. Gear up.
Retracting landing module.
Power plant capacity.
Hey, let's go for a twofer here. And back to Thadidic to make a whole lot of money. So far I've only gotten missions that had a guard ship. That's what's gotten me each time. With guard ships, couple of options. You can go for a kind of a fast ship and try to just outrun them. Now put me on a plane so I can put them in a hearse. Alexander Anderson. So, what you can do, you can either get in like a high-speed ship like this. I mean, 450. It's fast enough, it's going to outrun any large guard ships. Or, alternately, it's always been the case for me that it's not nearly as fun. I will admit that. It's not nearly as fun, but you can drive out in the SRV, and away from those bases, there are usually little ancillary whatever. You find like a bunch of cargo cans laying on the ground, and then a bunch of skimmers pop up. If they're within like 100 or 200 or 1,000 clicks of the station that you're supposed to target, they are usually affiliated with the station owner, except they are also wanted. So instead of you getting a bounty on your head, you actually get paid for taking them out. It's SRV driving, and that can be frustrating at the best of times, I know. We'll see if we can't get something like what I mean here, though. But no, with engineering, I gotta say, the Viper 4 is it's a spectacular little ship. It is really neat. I was surprised. I mean, I can't fly it like a standard Viper. I mean, I know a regular Viper 3 is in itself not a dogfighter. It's more of an energy fighter. It's big on boom and zoom type tactics. This thing is not. This thing is a flying tank, and it's even less maneuverable. But if you want a little explorer that can do something, I mean, I've got this thing armored and armed to hell and gone, and I'm still running 27, 28 light years out of the thing. For a small ship, this thing's got some legs. That's why I call it such a great strike fighter, because you can hit nearly any ground target in a very, very large radius in a very short amount of time. This thing's kind of the, well, I dare say it's like the A6 Intruder. Load this thing down with missiles and just, you know, don't put a gun on it. Just use it for hitting targets in the air. Use, how about we actually hit the target? Hitting targets from the air, like you take out skimmers, you take out installation power plants, things like that. If you had somebody else going in, this thing would provide a decent amount of top cover, I think. 2 of these and a gunship might be a whole lot of fun to run air-to-ground missions on.
Boarding permission granted.
Oop.
Warning.
Gear down.
Gear not deployed.
Down.
Thought I was going to have to flip this thing around, but nope, I'm arranged just fine.
Engines disengaged.
Claim reward. Make more money. Go to red base. Okay, clean out 12 sentry skimmers of the Diddick Company at Clayton Point. This looks like a good one. Okay, Clayton Point, where are we? We're right here, actually. Okay, so we'll get a scan off the planet, find out where we need to go land, go from there. Gear up.
Landing gear raised.
Okay, it's an icy body. Lovely. If you can't tell, there's sarcasm in there. It's probably going to be low gravity and ice. So a lot like driving around the Midwest.
Orbital flight engaged.
Okay, Clayton Point. What'd they say? Low security? It's a size 2+ base, so fairly big installation, I think. Probably going to have a ship guarding the place, so an attack from the air is iffy. Let's reconnoiter some and see what we can see. Point 1G. So basically we're dealing with station interior gravity here. So that spot there on the radar, just to my left, that could be a point of interest where we could go and get some skimmers. And looks like there's another spot to the right as well, just aft. So we've got options. And yeah, this is a fairly good-sized installation, and yes, they've got a Viper 3 on security duty here on top cover. They may have one on the ground as well. So an air assault could work, but it's iffy. A lot of skimmers around, but let's go with plan B.
Trespass zone cleared.
Get about 2 clicks up, level out. Kinda sorta head back the way we came. Find a decent landing spot, and then we will commence the hunt from the ground. Gear down.
Lowering landing gear.
Drive assist on.
Glad I packed my warm clothes for this one.
No gravity warning. Check this list.
So we're looking for now, and here we go. Wait, no, that was the ship. Never mind. What we are looking for are high-range scans, by which I mean right now, on the sensors, there is a low signature scan. We're looking for the higher range stuff. The low-range stuff is your usual rocks, meteorites, outcrops, whatever. Mid and high-range scans are things... Those are artificial constructs, which usually means skimmers in the area. Bronzite, chondrite. Oh, a couple of them. Let's see if I get anything interesting out of them. Carbon, iron, nickel. All good things, just stuff that I have in excess right now. Iron, chromium, sulfur. Now, I'm getting a... thought I had a high-range scan over here somewhere. Phosphorus, carbon, carbon, sulfur. There's something possibly over here. I'm seeing interesting signatures. Basically, you just pick a direction and go, and then take it from there. Let's see how fast we can get this thing going at 0.1 G. Glad I wasn't in VR when I did that. Here we go. Got some scans here. Let's jump over the boulder field. So you're starting to see some mid to high range scans here on my scopes. Right, where is it now? Unfortunately, now we gotta kind of take it slow as those scans are kind of all over the place. But I think I see a structure up there to the... just to my right. Yeah, there's something right over there. That's artificial. What in the world do we have here? An Eagle. A System Defense Force Eagle just sitting on the ground. I don't think I've ever seen a landed ship out here before. Any skimmers around? Doesn't look like it. Well, I'm getting readings over here yet, so let's go this way. Huh, I've never seen a landed ship like that. And here we've got a bunch of cargo canisters. Weapons.
Transferring power to weapons.
And the target lists as... wanted. They are wanted and they are mission targets. So... oh, I got a bad feeling all of a sudden.
Target destroyed.
Yep. Was afraid of that. That Eagle is aggroed on me. Didn't think that was going to happen. Set 2-1.
All power.
Whoa! Okay, he's mad. Alex, get back here. I could use some help. Ow, ow, much railgun. Much kaboom. Well, at least I'm alive. I only lost the SRV, but damn. I had not seen anything like that before. Unfortunately, I don't believe we have an yeah, we've got an empty SRV bay right now. In fact, the fastest way to rearm it is going to be back at Narvert. Yeah, apparently I disturbed that pilot's beauty sleep. You know what? Cancel that. Saw something over here. Sure would be nice if I could actually search for skimmers from the air. Okay, there's something over here, though. At least I think it's something. Oh, yeah, hey, a bunch of dead skimmers. You know, that was just satisfying. Anybody else want to come take a crack? Alright. Okay, so by my count, that's 5 out of 8. Five out of 12. Damn. So yeah, here's an alternate way that you can hunt. Oop. Here you go. Got it lined up. Alright. Kind of a hybrid version of driving around in the SRV. You still get to hunt from the air with, you know, automatic weaponry. So I'm kind of lined up with the center of the point of interest. So now I should just be able to follow along this course and see something. Just kind of poke around and hope that you've got sharp enough eyes to spot whatever artificial object it is that was seen in orbit. Or seen... not in orbit, just from altitude. Boy, if I had an SRV, this would be a whole lot easier, wouldn't it? Skimmer hunting is not exciting, and it is not glamorous. Does pay well, though. Just like just about every other mission type in Elite. Not glamorous, not exciting, but you make a whole lot of money if you put time into it. In this case, though, I'm going to head back to Narvert and reload another SRV. Oh, great. Now I've got 3 of those things from orbit. Grumbles. The draw distance is enough that I ought to be able to spot whatever it is. One more try. Right there. Looks like cargo cans. Just like trying to find and kill that one annoying mosquito, you're not wrong. You know, the funny thing, I think this is actually the last, yeah, this is the last site I found. So... Can't argue with the view, though. That's nice. Kobo, hey there! How are you doing? Hope you had a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, whatever you want to say. I just got myself blown up by an... I was out there minding my own business, blowing up skimmers that had wanted notices, by the way. And some eagle decided that he didn't like me doing that, and decided to use me for target practice with a couple of railguns and a plasma cannon. The nerve of some people. You bomb one base. You do one airstrike and suddenly everybody's pissed at you. Mine wasn't bad. No, we were pretty good here. It was quiet, but can't have excitement every year. Yeah, we usually called it Boxing Day too, but that's only because of the family fist fight. No, you haven't missed too terribly much. Just kind of poking around. We did some bounty hunting in the CG. Just to get some points there. It's not like I really need it, but, you know.
This is an independent star system, Commander. Request docking permission prior to touching down. Permission authorized. Adjust heading for approach to pad 1-2.
Copy 1-2. Lights on?
Lights on.
Oh, the lights were already on. Damn. Gear down.
Deploying landing gear.
This is a flight regulation announcement. Please proceed.
Okay, new SRV, and let's try that again without the orbital bombardment.
Landing successful. Clear to disembark.
You know, I much prefer to be on the giving side of that than the receiving side. Holiday season and all. Gear up.
Retracting landing gear.
Lights on.
Oncoming traffic when
Lights
passing
on.
through the airlock.
Lights, well, they do illuminate the path for me a little bit. And other ships can see you at a greater distance.
All clear. Flight control out.
Depends on the ship. Some ships have some lights that, you know, are absolutely will light up the whole area. And others have some really crappy dim bulbs. Kind of say Fisher-Price on the side or something. Kind of like those old Fisher-Price wind-up flashlights. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But when it gets dark, and depending on range and conditions, I've seen some people set up macros for their lights on something like Voice Attack or Power Grid, where they will actually flash in a set pattern when they're entering and leaving the dock. Yeah, for when you're sitting on the dark side of Achenar 3 and want to see a flash of the ground before you die. Yeah, how did Terry Pratchett describe it? Infra black. If you run headfirst into a brick wall at full speed, that color you see just before you die, that's infra black. And actually, having taken a couple of blows to the head, I kind of know what he means. You take a really sharp hit to the head, you kind of... Well, it's when you just black out for a moment before you come to and start seeing all the stars. So let's try this again without actually going to Clayton Point. So I guess the rule I'm trying to come up with here is you can hit skimmers outside of the base perimeter, and they will be wanted, but in the freak occurrence that they actually have air support on site, off base, don't do it. That was the strangest thing.
Orbital flight engaged.
Ever tried using mines for shooting down skimmers? I have. And my, I used to have my federal gunship set up to drop bombs. But it depends, it was really dependent on the surface conditions, because dropping mines at 0.1 G was just useless, didn't do anything. Hello there, Spawn. Spawn B91. How are you doing? Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Alright, now there's a Python guarding the area. We don't want to deal with that. Okay, got something 90 degrees off. There we go. Point of interest. if I remember right. Get him to touch and then go 23 degrees nose down or so. I'm trying to remember how somebody said to get to the center of a point of interest. I think it was you got the circle to touch both bars on your scanner, and then you went for something like 20-ish degree nose down. I apparently missed, but... well, there's something here. Alright, gear down, we'll search from the ground. Shiny new SRV. Let's go find what it is. Okay, so we're getting high band readings over here, and it's not the ship. Actually, we're getting multiple high band readings, and I think it's too far away to be the base. So we'll just follow this set and see where it takes us. It better not be the base, at least. Yeah, this isn't the base. This is something else. At least we're zeroing in on it. It looks like a... nav beacon. We found a nav beacon. Nav beacon or a probe? Oop. Well, how about that? You're wanted. Weapons.
Power diverted to weapons.
Intel package created. Interesting. So we're getting some other high band readings over here. Let's see what that gives us. There it is. Engines.
Transferring power to engines.
And what have we got here? Well, we got a rock. What do we have beyond the rock? More rocks. I hate low G driving. Don't tell me the rock was the reading. Because now we're just heading back towards the probe. Alright, continuing on in a direction away from the probe. Let's not drive through the boulder field, let's just avoid the boulder field. Nah. I just found another reading over here. I do not want to lose it. And again, dear Frontier, I've been a good boy for Christmas. Please, please, please consider a skimmer-based SRV that doesn't go careening off of every little pebble and doesn't go spinning out the moment you look funny at it. You would think. And the RPG mentions things like SRV bikes. You know, SRV motorcycles. Those would be fun to ride around on. At least then you'd have an excuse to go hooning around like crazy. Well, more of an excuse. Whoa! Another one! Weapons.
Configuring for attack.
Nope. Go away. Another intel package. Engines.
Power diverted to engines.
Yeah, you would, with the SRV being part of a paid expansion, you would think they would expand on the SRV a bit, but I know. You know it'd be fun. Some of the other stuff in the RPG manual mentions mentions light tanks. I would love to deploy some kind of one-man mini tank from the SRV bay. I don't care if it's slow. If it can only do 20 meters per second, fine by me. You know why? Because I'd have a tank. There are a lot of things that get covered by, you know why? Because I'd have a tank. PvP ground battles, base assaults, you know why? Tank. You know why I only have a Sidewinder? Because I have a tank. Okay, needs a little bit of work on that one, I will admit it. But say you put a tank can only be put into a class 4 or higher bay. Room for 2 SRVs or 1 tank. So I'm not sure if I'm actually circling back on that probe. I hope not. Okay, I got a mid-range reading over here. Just gotta lock it down. I did not put enhanced thrusters on that Sidewinder, and I am kicking myself for it. I really should have done that. That would have gotten me a really good turn of speed out of it. But no, I was dumb. I'm not usually used to outfitting ships that small anymore. So when I created the Super Sidewinder, yes, I gave it the Grade 5 Dirty Drive tune, but I didn't give it enhanced thrusters. Shame. I need a shame emote or a shame bell. Alright, there is something. I am on the track of something, and I don't think it's that probe. Or even if it is, maybe it's reset by now, so there's different skimmers. Nope. Okay, here we got piles of canisters. Engines.
All power to engines.
Weapons. There we go. Weapons.
Diverting power to weapons.
Yeah, it really does. It sucks that they're only available at engineers. Okay, what have we got here? Platinum, jadeite, cryolite. You know what? Platinum's always good to carry. And why not some jadeite? So, setting course for 242, and we'll stay on this course for a while. Just to clear this mess here. Engines.
Powering engines.
I am picking up a different reading over here, along with a chunk of skimmer that's still rolling. Damn. Oh, you keep on rolling. And I've got a reading over here. Mid-range. Okay, let's see what we get. Just got some of my courier as I was watching the stream. Okay, where did you go? Stay on this course, I guess. Could have sworn I saw a mid-range reading there. Well, okay, so here's the difference, and I don't know if I can spot a mouse, or if I can get my mouse icon going in here. Doesn't look like I can. But basically, low frequency is this stuff here that you're seeing right now on my scopes. It's the closest to my sensors. Or I guess, yeah, it is on the lowest level if you imagined a bunch of steps in that sweeping sensor scope. So that's all low sensor readings. And there's actually two types right here that I can see. There's one, it's kind of a solid bar with a little bit of fuzz above it and below it. And from the, that's what the first 2/3 of the sensor sweep shows. The final third shows something that's more like two solid lines. Ever so slightly, it's on the last part of the sensor sweep. So what we're seeing here are two different kinds of rocks. So let's go zeroing in on the one solid bar with kind of the fuzzy readings above and below it. We'll see what kind of rock that'll be. Also, I don't know if you can hear it. It kind of makes a sound. And there's a few websites too which have a better example of what each different rock sounds like. But if you follow this rock, you should get, well, I don't know what you'll get out of it. Oh, right there. Right there on the first part of the sweep, there is a medium. I call that a medium range sensor reading, or medium frequency. It's near the middle of the sensor scope. That's usually something artificially created. Medium and high frequency stuff are all artificial. Alright, glad it's making sense. It took me forever to even get, suss out that much. I'm a slow learner sometimes. So, yeah, now we're approaching something that's more a medium frequency. And then it's a case of, hot or cold, where you try to get it, as you get hotter, the reading narrows down. Well, that's the thing, you don't usually know what they are. Medium frequency stuff is usually stuff like, I don't know if you can tell how specifically. Right now, it's kind of making a beep when I go across it. The beeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. I don't know if you can tell what it specifically is. This one's making all kinds of funny sounds. It could be cargo cans. It could be, I don't know. I think it's usually satellites and outposts and things that have the... Oh, it's an actual cargo rack. Weapons.
All power to weapons.
You're the close one. And contacts. T, indium, moissanite, gold, 1 occupied escape pod, and a cargo rack. Okay. Well, dump the... Oop. Okay, this is actually a pretty solid chunk of whatever it is. So just because, you know, trying to play the Samaritan here, I'm going to go pick up that escape pod. Okay, and then find the cargo rack, which is that thing. I don't know what a cargo rack would have, but I'm curious. Unless you have to target it and blow it up. Let's find out. Okay, destroy the cargo rack and you get vanadium. So you get a material out of it. And I'll take the platinum as well. I'm not gonna throw anybody into the sun again. That was an accident the first time around. Let's see here. I'm actually gonna get up. I'm gonna go refresh my drink and use the bathroom, recall the ship, all kinds of things like that. I will be back in a couple of minutes. Take the time, take a break for yourselves. If you want, consider using your Twitch Prime subscription. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch subscription, 1 free subscription per month to any streamer you like. And happy accident. Look, the guy that I threw into the neutron star was asking for it. He specifically said, "Get off my, I want off your ship in 30 minutes or there will be trouble." Wish granted. Anyway, I will be right back. Don't go away.
I'm here.
And back. Alright, so my ship is back. I can see it over there. Alex, why did you have to drop me off? All of this landscape, and you had to come in half a kilometer away. Never piss off Mr. Moo. It was a kind of a mutual pissed off situation, I'll give it that. See, the mission report said that all the mission said was transport rich tourist. I swear to God I'm innocent. He stole my hubcaps. Well, that's why I'm that much lighter. Thank you much. Weight saving. Look, all the mission said was transport rich tourist. I didn't know rich tourist meant he was actually a drug lord wanted in 12 systems along the route. He didn't want to be scanned. Okay. Well, I land. I don't get scanned. Actually, no, he didn't say don't get scanned. He just said... I forget what he said, but... Let's see here. And I do have enough room here. Basically, I landed on the planet, and he got all mad because there was scanning, and then he opened... The entire base opened fire on me. Believe me, he wasn't the only upset individual in that situation. In that scenario. So my ship gets shot nearly to hell and gone. And, yeah. He says, I want off your ship. Drop me off at the nearest site within 30 minutes or you're going to be sorry. Well, when you fail a passenger mission, if you do not drop them off, they will eject the entire passenger compartment. Space taxi. Rough school. Yeah, so if a passenger says that, if they want off your ship, they give you 30 minutes and then they will eject the entire passenger pod if you don't do what they say and drop them off at a station. I took advantage of that. I flew to a neutron star and I waited. And sure enough, 30 minutes later, whoosh! And he ejected into the gravity well of a neutron star. I don't know why, but it worked out to my advantage in this case. I don't see why he was mad. I mean, it's a bucket list item to see one of the great sights of the universe, and he got to see it before he as he died. Engines.
Power to engines.
But do I get a thank you from him? No. Frontier ought to have retired his NPC name. That was a glorious way to go out. Well, glorious, hilarious. It's funny how often one can turn into the other. So now we've got a high range reading here. This is what I mean by high frequency. It's at the top of the SRV scanner scope. Frontier probably did not retire it, though, because I have been accosted by the same pirate within 30 minutes of blowing up the last time he accosted me. Didn't I just blow you up? No, that was my brother. And here we go. So really high frequency stuff. It's usually something like this probe. and a third intel package created. Let's see here. Have we insufficient cargo capacity, but we've actually taken out all of the targets. Bring her on back, Alex. Alex. Where's my ship? Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Could you maybe land it in this area code, please? Of course not. Oh, I may have made a mistake here.
I'm here.
But we made it into a good-looking mistake. Ten out of 10 from Kobo. Woohoo! Okay, now we get back to Hoyle. Gear up.
Gear coming up.
The Olympics would be proud of that one. Synchronized SRV jumping. Five light seconds, but it's going to take a while to get there. Because we're going to have to claw our way out of this gravity well. Though we're accelerating nicely, so... .400 kps, 500... maybe we'll be there a little quicker than I thought. Correct, Spawn. Those are points of interest, and they're usually blue on other sensors. But since I've recolored my HUD from the standard Elite Orange, it's changed around all the other colors. But basically, yeah, if you see a big glowing circle like that on your sensors, it's a point of interest. Nope. Alright. Cooked the approach a little bit there, so... had to kind of figure out a way to stop in a hurry. Request docking.
Seeking permissions.
Audio permission granted.
Must be on the other side of this. Alright. Gear down.
Gear down.
Alright, we're here. Now let's see if they've got a search and rescue agent here. Bounties, intel packages, SAR agent. We are closer to accomplishing our goal to find and rescue missing people. Is that really something you can get closer to? I mean, it seems like you've always got people who are going to be getting lost. It's one of those Xeno's arrow kind of things. I mean, you get closer, but... Nah, never mind. Right, let's turn in that other ton of stuff. And see, I didn't drop them in the sun. Pods should pay more, but... yeah. There's no ship, so... what's the insurance going to be?
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
And we immediately turn around and sell this stuff. And a very tidy profit indeed. I'm proud of you for not throwing them in the star. Patting. Aw. Well, thank you. I try to be, you know, a decent human being. Gear up.
Landing gear up.
All this talk about hauling people and being a taxi, though. I think I'm gonna go grab the Doom taxi and see what kind of trouble I can get into. And it looks like I missed this. I'm so sorry. Chopper422, thank you so much for the follow. Streamlabs and Twitch kind of being, well, twitchy today. Alright, let's pull up the Doom taxi and head to Thedidic, because that's where you get the individuals looking to go places. I have another question. I've been exploring in the game, probably in exploration missions that will go for a while. Sometimes I find signals. When I jump into them, I usually find exploration data thingies. What are they for? Okay, those are exploration data canisters. You are correct. They're thingies. You can scoop them up into your cargo bay, and then when you fly them back, you can sell them at, like, the search and rescue agent. Now...
Unable to comply.
no, Alex, I was just pausing. I'm 50-50 on whether or not I actually want to keep them or not, because if I fly them back, that's cargo in the cargo bay. I may be hit by pirates, and whatever they pay out is insignificant to what I stand to lose. Some are a little bit more valuable than others. It's really hard to tell how much one of those exploration data canisters is going to pay. Copy 1-6. Gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
Blocking access to docking pads during arrival and departure.
Alright, let's pull out the Doom taxi.
Landing complete. Clear to disembark.
Anybody want to go to Thedidic? Next flight to the Thedidic system. With service to Oil Estate and Wright Plant, if the pilot decides to. Didn't take a cargo bay with me, so I usually just let them taste hot fuel as I jump out. Yeah, pretty much. 5 business persons seeking transport to Whangariteri. They're going to pay 180 grand. Oh, why not? Heaviside survey. Hostile ships may be sent against you. I certainly hope so. Anything else need to go to Whangariteri while we're here? HIP 5881, that's not Whangariteri. 180 units of cobalt for 1.4 million. Nope, don't have that. Alright. Quick hop to Whangariteri then.
In order to keep the traffic flowing smoothly, please follow standard
Lights on.
operating procedures.
Lights on.
Request docking permission before entering the starport.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Ship released. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
Initiate jump sequence.
Hyperspace jump engaging.
You are clear of the station. Have a safe trip, Commander.
And we are going to Heaviside survey. 3,300 light seconds away. Well, I doubt a dolphin is going to try to hijack me. Some of these might. A good starter passenger ship. For starters, I would say the Cobra Mark III. You can outfit it with Class 4 economy class cabins. I mean, I'm only running like I'm only running economy class cabins on this thing. I think I'm running a class 4 and a class 5. A class 4 will carry 8, I want to say. A class 5 will carry 16. Well, let's check here. I've got, see right here, cabins. Yep, 8 and 16. So a couple of class 4 cabins and, say, a class 4 shield. So you've got some protection. And then you're pretty well good to go. I mean, you've seen some of those missions that were being offered back there, where like 11 people were offering like 5 million. Now you'd have to fly, say, 200-some thousand light seconds, but it's not exactly an insurmountable task. Now the key to that is consistency. You've got to kind of build up. Yeah, good thing I already have the Cobra. Yep. Also, another good starting passenger ship, if you've, well, I say starting, but a little bit more advanced than that would be something like a Type 6, where you can just load it up with cabins. Folks, this is your captain speaking. Sorry, but hauling passengers is only kind of a side job, and I have just detected some weapons fire. I have illuminated the fasten seatbelt sign. That is not a recommendation. IG combat maneuvering commences in 45 seconds. Oh! Target acquired, proceeding with interdiction. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a fun day. Balance.
Equalizing power.
Eating them up. Wanted, hand gang of Wongarateri. Weapons. Now, I know for a fact you don't need that hull. Oh, no, 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 no. Balance.
Equalize power.
Next. You! Oh my god, you're a novice in a Cobra 4. Darwin. Paging Charles Darwin. Please pick up the white courtesy phone. He died as he lived, stupidly in padding my bank account. Set 2-1.
Burning power to engines.
Get clear of this Type 9's mass lock, and then we can... There we go. For passenger convenience, space sickness bags have been provided in the seat backs. Please use them. And that's why this is the Doom Taxi.
Orbital flight engaged.
Ah. I know that scene, and yeah, he's We'll be docking at Heaviside Survey soon, and we hope that you include Errantry Alliance Air in all of your future travel plans. Thank you, and have a good day.
Sorgon Peterson, Kilo Yankee Lima. Beware of local gravitational conditions when approaching this facility, Commander. Fly safely. Access granted. Prep for arrival on landing pad 07.
Gear down.
The gear is down and locked.
We're here, get out.
Contact clear to inbound. Welcome, Commander. Enjoy your visit.
800 credits in ammo cost nets me 116 grand in bounties. Oh wait, passenger lounge, not mission board.
Incoming message. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
4 tons of nano breakers, 0. Zero place to offload cargo here, unless I just dump it in the dock. Oh well, guess I just have to make myself a great big target to pirates. Oh no! Let's see here, 9 scientists, 19 tourists, 13, Caleri Port. Ah, we got room. You know, it's really the people you meet when you're doing commuter flights. Gear up.
Landing gear raised.
You are go for departure.
Played some Star Citizen 3.0 during Christmas before they fixed how badly it ran. NPCs kept interdicting me when I wanted to jump to another place. Today when they fixed some stuff, I jump back in. Now whenever I spawn the ship, it has no doors or seats. Yeah, you're gonna run into that. I used to be damn hard on Star Citizen, but they seem to have gotten their act together for the most part. I mean, you know, this stuff aside. But after they switched to Lumberyard, it seems like they really started moving full speed ahead. I've got a 300i. I can't wait to see what the next pass on that is. Can't type? Nah, it's alright. I can't talk most of the time, so it's even. And Kaleri Port at 2300 light seconds. Let's see who decides to come after me. Oh, well, thank you very much there, Spawn. That's appreciated. So who's gonna try to hijack me? Play the next round of the the next round of the game. Because really, yeah, with these assassins, whenever they send somebody against the passengers I'm carrying, it's less a case of, oh no, I'm being hunted by assassins, and more a case of, hi there, you've just initiated your own mugging, come on down. It's a really popular game show. It's called Darwin Always Wins. Oh, sometimes they're polite about it. Well, they're polite in that they do say commencing interdiction or target in sight or, oh, the reports were right, all that tasty cargo. Yes, I am hauling lots and lots of guns. Did they tell you that the cargo was also attached to the ship and active? I swear, most of the pirates here, it's, yeah, the AI means artificial idiot. Alright, coming into Kaleri Port. If I overcook this approach, I can try to use the planet for gravity braking. And as I've always said, litho braking is bad, though apparently I need to amend that to unless you're in a Type 10. That's a case of let's see how many hits it takes to get to the center of a planet. I still want mining rights on that planet. If I hit it any harder and it cracks, I want the mineral rights.
Zorgan Peterson, Kilo, Yankee, Lima. Request docking permission prior to touching down.
Zorgan Peterson, Kilo, Yankee Lima, request docking clearance.
Searching for landing platform.
Docking request approved. Please make your way to landing pad 26.
Copy 2-6. Gear down.
Lowering landing gear.
Services at the starport are constantly being updated. Remember to visit
Engaging docking restraint.
I don't know. Achenar 3, that's 6.75 G at the surface or so. I don't know. I think the trampoline was using me for bounce. But yeah, throwing it off of a cliff or throwing it into a gravity well like that is about the only way you're going to get a Type 10 to break 300 meters per second. Let's see, I know I had cargo. Here we go, nano breakers. For all of your very small braking needs. Alright, where is everybody that wants off my boat? Let me guess. Insufficient data capacity. Okay, get rid of 2 of those. Keep that. Toss 2 of those. Or 3 of those. That should give me the room. That should give me the room. There we go. Claim reward.
Incoming message. Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
When the Thargoids came back in this game, it was very interesting to see what most of us humans do. Pretty much shoot first and maybe ask questions later, but probably not. Yeah, I'm gonna try to turn Wednesday into my day where I make a YouTube video of some kind. And tomorrow I'm gonna be putting up kind of my reasoning on why I'm not gonna be going to war with the Thargoids. There's just too much stuff happening with Aegis. I'll give you guys a little bit of a preview. I mean, there's the fact that what was it? The survey ship Pandora. There's a base out in the Pleiades where originally it was just kind of a black site. You went in and there were a bunch of black painted diamondbacks or something like that that would UAX cannons shoot giant syringes. Yeah, it could be. So you go to this unmarked installation, and there were ships that just had an alphanumeric designator for a pilot name. It was just like, you know, string of letters and numbers. And no IFF broadcast other than that. And it talks about, you know, they opened fire on you instantly. You jumped in there and it was shoot to kill. You jump in after they announced the formation of Aegis. You go in and it's those same ships and the same alphanumeric designator, but now their IFF is broadcasting. It's broadcasting Aegis research. So these guys are not on the level. Plus, you listen around and it mentions the Pandora, the survey ship Pandora, which you go to the Pandora if you find it and you listen to their recorder beacons, and it talks about how they came under attack and were wiped out. You go to this black site and you listen into their recorders, and it talks about the survey ship Pandora, new messages for Blackwing, or Black Flag, I forget. Survey ship Pandora unfortunately suffered catastrophic systems failure. There were no survivors. And the reply from Blackwing is, orders understood, no survivors. So, yeah, they're... Aegis, I'll participate in search and rescue work, but I'm not going to do their stuff. In fact, I may end up, well, anybody flying Aegis IFF and running weapons hot is going to be in for a bad day around me. Anyway, been going for a little over 3 hours. Unfortunately, still have to take care of some real-life work around here, so I'm going to have to call it here for the day, but thank you. It's always good to meet and talk with new people. I'm Mr. Moo. Fly safe. If you can't fly safe, fly dangerous. If you can't fly safe or fly dangerous, read the wiki. It's fascinating. Take care, everybody, and see you again on Thursday and Friday, hopefully. I'll see what I can do about that, Spawn. I will see about making some lore videos, although Obsidian Ant does it so much better than I do, but what the hell, I may take a crack at it. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good night. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will be back on Thursday. Take care, everybody. See you then.
docking facilities requires flight control authorization. Please submit requests before entering